Hi, 7th grade. Hope you're doing well. A little bit of a hard sugya, but if you have your chart and you go a little bit slow, you can replay the video all you want. So it should make sense. The pieces fit together. So we have 4 lines from the bottom by Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Rav. If we shloshes lugin mayim shnafel l'sochen kortav shel yayin. You have 3 lugin of water, and inside of that 3 lug falls a kortav of yayin. Umarein kamar yayin, and as long as this water has the appearance of wine, v'nafel l'mikvah lo pasluhu. As long as it's the appearance of wine, and then it falls into the mikvah, then that water cannot passel. We know that mayim she'uvim, this water sitting around, is only going to passel the mikvah midirabanan. So now that it has the appearance of wine, that has no effect on the mikvah at all, so that cannot passel. Ask the Gemara. Masla Rav Kahana. V'chima bein zalameid seva. How's this different from colored water? Did Tanan that we teach over in Chulin? Rabbi Yossi Omer made seva post and this a mikvah b'shloshis lugin. Made seva, the colored water, can passel a mikvah if it has 3 lugin of it. Amarava, it's a game of semantics. It's all about what you call it. Hasamai did siva mikri. Over there, they call it made seva, but hacha chamer maziga mikri. But over here, we call it wine water. Chamer maziga. So it's all what you call it. If you call it wine water, then it's okay. If you call it colored water, then it's not. So for your first question, I want to know what's the difference between wine water and colored water, the mechamer versus the made seva, and why. Okay, before we go on, see a little bit harder part of the Gemara. So, joke of the night. Why do ghosts, I guess, looking at my notes, where do ghosts go for a good swim? And the answer is they go to the Dead Sea. Okay, now we are the last word of the second line from the bottom. B'hisni Rabbi Chia. Rabbi Chia is going to teach Haridu as a mikvah. He teaches that this wine water mikvah, we're morid from its kashrus to a puzzle state, says Rashi. Question is why? Amarav lo kasha, it's not so bad. Ha Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, ha Rabbanan. It's the same machlokes as Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri and the Rabbanan in the following Mishnah from Chulin. It's not. Shlosh lugin mayim chaser kortov. According to the Tanakama over there in Chulin, if you have 3 lugin of water that's missing a kortov, shnafel l'sochen kortov yayin, and wine falls in to be mashlim, to make that 3 lugin complete, and we're in kamar yayin, and it has the appearance of wine now, but nafel mikvah lo pasluhu, and it has the appearance of wine and it falls into the mikvah, it's not going to passel. V'chein, we said the same halacha by milk falling into that container. If you have shloshes lugin mayim chaser kortav, 3 lugin again minus the kortav, shenafel l'sochan kortav chalav, and now you have a kortav of chalav that falls in to be mashed in that cup. And we're in kamare mayim, and it looks like water, v'nafel mikvah, lo pasluhu, and it falls into the mikvah, it's not going to passel. Now the trick is, as Rashi explains, that you have your glass, and the water is only going up until about here. There's a kortav missing. So because of that, whether you have the water, or whether you have the wine, or you have the milk coming to fill up the glass all the way to the top, so then there's not enough mayim she'uvim in there to passel anyway. So it doesn't matter whether you put wine or you put milk to make the glass full, that water cannot passel, according to the Tanakama. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says different. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri Omer, Hakol holich achar hamareh. Everything goes after its appearance. So if it looks like wine, it's going to be fine. Hey, that rhymes. If it looks like wine, it's going to be fine. But if it looks like water, then it looks like mayim she'uvim, and it's going to passel your mikvah. So Rashi gives us a clear understanding of what's going on. Hakol holich achar amare, as we saw today in class, hopefully it's marked off. It says v'gabi yayin, in regards to wine, afil havam eikar shloshes lugin, shleimin. Even if you had 3 complete lugin, according to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, kiv d'marein kamar yayin lo pasluhu. Since it has the appearance of wine, we're not going to passel because everything goes achar amare, after its appearance. But Rav Kava say, and Rav holds like him, savar lay. That's what he holds. Legabe chalav, in regards to milk, avkad ikar chaser kortov. Even though that from the beginning you were chaser kortov, so according to the Tanakama, that's easier to machshir the mikvah. But that is not going to work for Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri and Rav, because its appearance looks like water. It looks like Mayim She'uvim, and it's going to passel the mikvah. So now, according to that Rashi, your second question to read on the sheet, I want to know the Kula and the Chumrah for Rav and Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. The more lenient case and the more strict case, according to the way Rashi just told us. Okay? Going further. Homi boy boyle Rav Papa. Rav Papa's going to ask the question to Rav Papa. Here's what Rav Papa asked. Rav Tani Chaser Kortav Bereisha. Rav's recording of this machlokis in Chulin. When he taught the Tanakama, he taught Chaser Kortav Bereisha. Is that true? Aval Shlosha Lugin L'Tanakama Pasli. But if it were really Shlosha Lugin, then it would passel according to the Tanakama. The Asa Reb Yochanan L'Meimar. Reb Yochanan comes along to say and to argue Hakol Holech Acher Hamare, that everything goes according to the appearance. The Rav Omer Reb Yochanan ben Nuri, and Rav is going to say, according to Reb Yochanan ben Nuri, that even if there's Shloshis Lugin, complete, full of water, but if it looks like wine at the end of the day, it's going to be all right. That seems to be the way we've explained the Gemara thus far. Oh, Dilma, maybe you'll say that Rav Lotani Chaser Korta Bereisha, that Rav's recording of the Tanakhama did not teach Chaser Korta Bereisha. It could even be a full Shloshis Lugin glass. Reb Yochanan ben Nuri, Ki Pligi. When does Reb Yochanan ben Nuri argue? Only as Seifahu de Polig, when we're talking about milk. Rav de Amri Kedivri Akol, and the Tanakhama and Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri could both agree to Rav. They could both agree to Rav's statement that if you have a glass that's 3 lugin full and you add a little bit of wine, so there's the appearance of wine, that is not going to passel the mikvah. So the Rav Papa mi ba'ile. So Rav Papa, this is really a question. The Rava, he says it's pshitale. According to Rava, it was simple. Rava, as Rashi tells us, has it the first way. The first way that Rav Papa was asking the question, and the way that we originally explained the Brisa as well. But Amar Rav Yosef, lo shmi'alei, I did not hear that teaching. Lo shmi'alei hashmaitza, I did not hear that teaching. Amar le Abaye, Abaye says, does it really matter what you think? Because at Amris Law, Nylon, you taught us something once. Rashi says that Rav Yosef got very sick, and so he forgot a lot of his teachings from his Rebbe. So, even so, Abaye remembers what he learned from Rav Yosef. Hachi Amris Nylon, the Rav. And this is what you taught us according to Rav. The Rav lo tani chaser korta bereisha. Rav did not teach the Tanakhama in Chulin as saying that you have to be chaser kortav in the Reisha. Reb Yochanan, a Seifa Polig, and Reb Yochanan is then only arguing on the Seifa that we're talking about milk because it has the appearance of water, so Mayim She'uvim is going to passel it. For Rav de Amar Kedivri Akol, and what Rav said early on, Dav Gimel Amid Beis, that if you have Shloshis Lugin of water and the wine comes in, that is not going to passel. That's going to Kedivri Akol, according to the Tanakhama, and according to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. So, for your last question, I want to know, how does Abaye explain the machlokis between the Tanakhama and Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri? And so, once you get that, have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks a bunch, and looking forward to seeing your answers.